same kind of fait accompli that used to be, because I know that there are several committees working on it, especially at the communal level.
If building the railways will work, and you haven't even, I believe that the government is looking towards an Exim Bank loan to try to have the funding to improve on the railway infrastructure that we have. If this will help to bring down the food prices, for instance, and perhaps improve commerce and industry just across the board, why hasn't it been extended to the eastern part of the country, which is one of the biggest hubs for commerce and industry?
And I think that's not correct. It's because the rail system we have today, even like I told you, the 150-kilometer modern, modern gauge, it's going from Lagos to Ibadan, Kaduna to Kano, Port Harcourt to Calabar, and and then of course it goes to Onitsha also. And what we are doing right now, even while waiting for these concessions to be consummated, we're trying to revive Maiduguri, Port Harcourt, and then Lagos, Kano on the narrow gauge. Now, it is not correct to say that the rail system, whether the new or the old, does not pass through the southeast. It's not correct.
Okay, we'll let you tell us more when we return in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're coming to you live from Abuja. But we also like to say again that we did invite the People's Democratic Party to be part of the conversation today. But as we speak, we're yet to see any of their representatives in the studio. Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, you did allude to the fact that if you don't have power among so many things, definitely we can't get certain things right. Why haven't we achieved the target in power?
Well, you see, number one, I think people must understand that the power situation is not like what it used to be. In other words, 5-6 years ago, the government was generating, it was distributing, it was transmitting. But before we came in, the power sector had been privatized. The distribution, the generation, and even the transmission have been contracted out. So today, really, if you don't have power, it's either the generating company or the distribution company. So, but that's the situation we made. And for me, with all sense of responsibility, we didn't think that the power, privatization actually went very well. But we didn't want to send a wrong signal out there by, to investors there by cancelling it. So what we have to manage what we inherited. And I think we've taken 3 major steps so far that I would improve the power situation. And by way of situational memory, as of February 2016, we were able to increase power production to about over 5,000 megawatts until the Forcados pipeline was breached, and then we had no gas. Now, but what have we done since then? Number one, we signed 13 power purchase agreements with 13 solar companies, solar energy companies, and that's going to give us an additional 1,000 megawatts to the grid, and that's going to happen by June. I mean, the agreements will be consummated by June. 2, we've been able to inject, under what we call payment assurance, payment assurance, program, whereby we are injecting 701 billion naira into the value chain, because there's been problem with the liquidity problem between the generating companies and the gas producers and the distributions companies. So we are now saying that we are guaranteeing the gas suppliers that whatever gas is supplied will be paid for. We are guaranteeing the GENCOs that whatever it's generated will be paid for, while we are working on the distribution commission so that at least everybody is going to have a meter. And more importantly, too, is that there was this energy recovery plan which we launched in March and which has gotten the endorsement of the World Bank. So these are things that were put in place to ensure that is because the government today has minimal control over the power situation.
But transmission is huge.
Transmission is huge, but there's not enough being generated to say that we don't have the capacity to transmit. The real issue now is generation, because the generation companies are not paying gas suppliers. And because they're not paying gas suppliers, the gas suppliers are not supplying them, gas. And it's a chain reaction. That is why we injected this somewhere around 1 billion naira into the value chain. So
do we then say that, excuse me, that we can't achieve 10,000 megawatts in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
I think we'll see. We'll see how it goes, because if we are able to resolve the liquidity problem with the gas, in the industry, which we hope this somewhere around 1 billion, some billion naira is going to achieve. And we now look at, it's not only that even the NNPC also is into power, generation, and I think they are promising about 2,500 megawatts. Water resources, I think about 500 megawatts, and the various captive energy programs, we can still probably be able to make that target.
Just looking quickly at health, what would you say the focus of the federal government is? Because as it stands, our tertiary institutions in particular, it would seem have been relegated. The focus now seems to be more on primary health care.
And I think, frankly speaking, that should be the focus, without necessarily, relegating the tertiary institution. I think it's because past, governments have not put the emphasis needed on primary health care, that our tertiary institutions are now addressing issues that ought to have been treated at the primary health care. Again, when people talk about health, I tell them, please understand also that we're running a federal system of government where in the area of health, for instance, it's both states and federal government that have responsibilities. Now, tertiary institutions are meant largely for research, they are meant largely for special, what you call special, for specialists. It's not the kind of,